Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever you're joining me. Today's edition of the Daf Yomi is Masechet Tractate Makkos, and we're up to Daf 4 Amud A. As we know in the Mishnah Makkos 7.5, in a case where there are 3 log of drawn water, that's 1 quart of, or any small measure of water. So what's a quart of? So let's explain that. Shlosha lugim chaser quarter v'chudu. 3 log less 1 quarter, etc. If a small amount of wine is intermingled with 3 log of drawn water and changes the water's appearance, and that mixture fell into a ritual bath, it does not invalidate the ritual bath. If milk fell into slightly less than 3 log of water, it does not invalidate the ritual bath, even though the appearance of the mixture is that of water. A ritual bath in which there is less than 40 seah is invalidated only by 3 log of drawn water that have the appearance of water. These halachot apply to liquid that do not affect the appearance of the water in a ritual bath, but if it alters the appearance of the water, it invalidates the ritual bath. That's the Ram Sefer Tahara Hilchot Mikvot 7:11, Shulchan Aruch Yerodea 201:23, and the Shach there. Or any small measure of water into which a quarter of wine fell, increasing the measure of liquid to a total of 3 log, and the appearance of those 3 log is like the appearance of wine, and then those 3 log fell into a ritual bath, completing its requisite 40 seah. It does not invalidate the ritual bath, because 3 log of drawn water invalidate the ritual bath, and less than that measure of water fell into the ritual bath. Likewise, in the case where there are 3 log of drawn water less 1 quarter of, into which a quarter of milk, and likewise, where 3 log milk, according to the rabbis, there's no difference whether it was wine or milk that fell into the water. And even though the milk does not alter the color of the water, it does not invalidate a ritual bath, because 3 log of liquid that fell into a ritual bath is 1 quarter short of 3 log of water. So they hold that there are 2 conditions for 3 log of liquid to invalidate a ritual bath. There must be 3 complete log of water that have the appearance of water. A complete log of water that have the appearance of water. An appearance of the 3 log is like the appearance of water, and those 3 log that fell into a ritual bath, completing its requisite 40 seah. It does not invalidate the ritual bath, because in this case too, less than 3 log of drawn water fell into the ritual bath. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nui Omer. Everything follows the appearance of the 3 logs. So what does that mean? Hakol hodech acha hamara. This constitutes both a leniency and a stringency. It leads to a leniency if wine is added to 3 log of water, as a result of which the mixture does not invalidate the ritual bath. It leads to a stringency if milk is added to less than 3 log of water, creating a mixture totaling 3 log, as the mixture invalidates the ritual bath, even though less than 3 log of water fell into the ritual bath. See Rashi. And therefore, if it has the appearance of wine, it does not invalidate the ritual bath. If it has the appearance of water, it invalidates the ritual bath. Perhaps Rabbi Yehuda says that Rav says that the mixture of water and wine does not invalidate the ritual bath, because he holds, in according to the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan ben Nui, that everything that follows the appearance. Rabbi Chia holds, according to the opinion of the first Tanna, that the amount of drawn water is the decisive factor, and therefore, regardless of its appearance, 3 log of water invalidates the ritual bath. The Gemara asks, when this matter already raised as a dilemma by Rav Papa? As Rav Papa raised a dilemma, there are 2 ways to explain the Mishnah. One is that Rav teaches, in a case where there are 3 log of drawn water, that's 1 quarter of, in the first clause, but in the case where there are 3 complete log of water, according to the first Tanna, invalidates the ritual bath, even if its appearance is that of wine. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nui comes to say everything follows the appearance, meaning that even in that case, the appearance is that of wine, it does not validate the ritual bath, and if that is a dispute, Rav states his opinion according to the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan ben Nui. Or perhaps Rav did not teach, in a case where there are 3 log of drawn water less 1 quarter of, in the first clause of the Mishnah. Rather, he taught in a case where there are 3 complete log of water into which a quarter of wine fell. According to this version of the Mishnah, even in the first Tanna agrees that the appearance is that of wine, it does not invalidate the ritual bath, and when Rabbi Yochanan ben Nui disagrees, it is only with regard to the latter clause that he disagrees. In the case of 3 log of drawn water less 1 quarter of, into which a quarter of milk fell, and the appearance of those 3 log is like the appearance of water, The first Tana holds that in order to invalidate ritual bath, 2 criteria must be fulfilled. There must be 3 log of water, and its appearance must be that of water. In this case, there's less than 3 log of water. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri holds that there is only 1 criterion appearance. In the case of milk, the ritual bath is invalidated. And according to the latter rendering of the dispute, Rava states his opinion according to the opinion of everyone. Why does Rava state? This statement of Rav is in accordance to the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. The Gemara answers, this is not difficult, as although for Rav Papa there is a dilemma how to interpret the Mishnah, for Rava it is obvious. Apropos this discussion, the Gemara relates that Rav Yosef said, I did not hear this halacha with regard to the dilemma whether the first clause of the Mishnah includes the phrase less 1 quarter of. But I said to him, you said to us, but you forgot due to your illness. And this is what you said to us. And what's the footnote? Hachi amart nahalan v'chulu. There are 3 opinions with regard to Rav's version of the Mishnah Makvot. According to Rava, Rav's version of the first clause includes the phrase less 1 quarter of. As a result, Rav holds according to the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri rather than the opinion of the first Tana. According to Rav Yosef, Rav's version does not include the phrase less 1 quarter of. Rav Papa was uncertain whether Rav's version includes that phrase. Rav did not teach less 1 quarter of in the first clause of the Mishnah, and Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri disagreed only with regard to the latter clause, and it is Rav who states his opinion according to the opinion of everyone. And Rabbi Yehuda says that Rav says, in the case of a barrel full of drawn water, Chavis Malaya Mayim Achulu. If a barrel filled with drawn water fell into the sea, even the Mediterranean Sea, any immersion performed in that place is not valid, as 3 log of water from the barrel are assumed to have remained in one place. If the contents of the barrel spilled into the river or any other body of flowing water, immersion is effective. In accordance with the statement of Rav Huda in the name of Rav, Ram Sefer Tahara Hechot Makvot 6:10. Fell into the Mediterranean Sea, concerning one who immerses there in the spot where the water fell, the immersion did not affect his purification. The straightforward understanding of this matter is that there is concern lest the drawn water remain in one spot, and the one who immerses will immerse in the drawn water rather than in the sea water. See Tosfot and the Ramban, who question that understanding the halacha, is that even if the large quantity of drawn water falls into a valid ritual bath, it is assimilated into the water of the ritual bath through contact with that water, and the immersion is drawn in the drawn water with purified through contact is effective. Based on understanding in Tosfot's side a varying reading in the Brayta that the reference is to a bowl of wine, which is not assimilated into a ritual bath through contact with this water. See the Ramban and the Meiri. Because we are concerned that the 3 log of drawn water should not be collected in one place, in the place where he immerses. The Gemara qualifies this halacha, and this applies specifically to the Mediterranean Sea, whose waters are largely stagnant. But in the case of a stagnant river, whose waters flow, this halacha does not apply. The waters will immediately intermingle with the river water. The Gemara knows this is also taught in the Brayta. In the case of a full barrel of wine, Chavas Malay Yain V'chulu. Here Rashi's version, a barrel of wine as it appears in the Tosefta. Tosfot note that there is no alternative to that version. As if it were a barrel of wine, why would the teruma be rendered impure? If it is a barrel of wine, the person could have rendered the wine impure, and the wine would have proceeded to render the teruma impure. See the Ramban and the Meiri, the Phantom Mediterranean Sea. Concerning one who immerses there, the immersion did not affect his purification, because concerned that 3 log of drawn water that is unfit for immersion should not be collected in one place. And likewise, a loaf of teruma fell into a place where a barrel of drawn water spilled, and impure by the drawn water, as stated in the Brayta. Ram Sefer Tahara Hechot Makvot 6:10, and see the Mishnah Melech there. That fell there where the wine fell is impure to contact with the wine. One asks, what is added by the clause introduced with the term and likewise? If the concern is that the wine remained in one place and did not intermingle with the sea water, ostensibly the concern applies to halachot of ritual impurity. The Gemara answers, lest you say that there, with regard to immersion, the reason he is impure is that since there is uncertainty whether his immersion affected his purification, the principle is establish the person on his presumptive state of impurity. But here, in the case of a loaf of teruma, since there is uncertainty whether it was rendered impure, the principle is establish teruma as on its presumptive status of purity. Therefore, the Tanna B'Aita teaches that the concern that the loaf touched the wine is substantial to the extent that it prevails even over the presumptive status of purity. New Mishnah. If witnesses said, we testify with regard to a man called so-and-so, that he is liable to pay another person 200 dinars, and they were found to be conspiring witnesses, they are flogged, and they pay the money they sought to render him liable to pay. Why do they receive two punishments? It is due to the fact that the source that brings them to liability to receive lashes is not the source that brings them to receive liability for payment. This is a statement of Rabbi Meir, and the rabbis say, anyone who pays a punishment for transgression is not flogged for that same transgression. Anyone who pays is not flogged. Conspiring witnesses who are sentenced to pay the money that conspired to render the accused liable to pay are not flogged, in according to the opinion of the rabbis. Rambam Sefer Shovtim Hilchot Eilut 18:1 Choshen Mishpat 38. Likewise, the witnesses said, we testify with regard to a man called so-and-so that is liable to receive 40 lashes, and they were discovered to be conspiring witnesses. They are flogged with 80 lashes. One such lash due to violation of you should not bear false witness against your neighbor, Exodus 20:13, and one set of lashes due to the rest, and you shall do to him as he conspired, Deuteronomy 19:19, which is a punishment for conspiring witnesses in the same Rabbi Meir. And the rabbis say they are flogged with only 40 lashes due to the rest, and you should do to him as he conspired. Conspiring witnesses who sought to render the accused liable to receive lashes are themselves flogged with only 40 lashes, and according to the opinion of the rabbis. Rambam Sefer Shovtim Hilchot Eilut 18:1. Thank you for listening, and wish you all the best. Bye.